Greatness rarely happens overnight. For most athletes, it is not a single moment that defines them, but rather the culmination of years of dedication, patience, and growth. Kiki Iriafan's story is one of those rare journeys where raw talent, cultural pride, and relentless perseverance converge to create something truly special. She is more than just a basketball star. She is a young woman whose path has been marked by resilience, loyalty, and an unshakable belief in her purpose. Born to Nigerian parents in California, Kiki's foundation was shaped by two worlds. At home, she was immersed in the traditions, values, and culture of Nigeria. Her upbringing was filled with lessons about respect, family, hard work, and carrying pride in one's roots. Her parents, like so many who emigrated to the United States, instilled in her the importance of discipline and sacrifice. They understood that opportunities come with responsibility, and they made sure Kiki understood that as well. Outside the home, she was a California girl, growing up with the energy, creativity, and diversity of the West Coast all around her. It was this blend of influences that gave her both strength and perspective. Basketball soon became her passion, but it was never just about herself. It was about honoring her family's sacrifices, about representing her culture, and about carrying with her the pride of both Nigeria and Los Angeles every time she stepped on the court. At Harvard-Westlake High School, Kiki's rise to prominence was almost unstoppable. She dominated the California prep scene, quickly becoming one of the top high school players in the country. Her size and strength set her apart, but it was her versatility that made her special. She wasn't just a traditional post player. She could score inside, step out for jumpers, crash the boards, and defend multiple positions. Coaches and scouts raved about her ability to impact games in so many different ways. She became a McDonald's All-American, a five-star recruit, and one of the most sought-after players in the nation. But what impressed those who knew her most wasn't just her athletic gifts. It was her work ethic, her humility, and her character. Even as she rose through the rankings, she remained grounded. She understood that potential meant little without preparation, and she was determined to put in the work. Her decision to commit to Stanford felt like a natural fit. Tara Vanderveer's program was one of the most prestigious in women's basketball, known for producing not just champions but leaders. At Stanford, academics and athletics coexisted at the highest level, and Kiki embraced the challenge. She knew she would have to fight for minutes in a stacked roster that featured stars like Haley Jones and Cameron Brink. But she wasn't intimidated. She was ready to learn, to wait, and to grow. The early years of her college career were not about instant stardom. She came off the bench, contributed in limited minutes, and often had to watch as others carried the load. For a player of her caliber, that could have been frustrating. But Kiki saw it differently. She treated those years as her classroom, studying the game, absorbing lessons from her coaches, and learning from her teammates. She understood that greatness is not rushed. It develops in its own time. That patience would pay off. When the moment came for her to step into a starring role, Kiki was more than ready. Injuries and roster changes created opportunities, and she seized them with both hands. Her breakout performances silenced any doubts about her ability to carry a team. Suddenly, she wasn't just a role player. She was the centerpiece. Game after game, she delivered, putting up double-doubles, scoring in bunches, and playing with a consistency that turned heads across the country. Her style of play reflects her journey. She is powerful in the post, unafraid of physical battles, yet she combines that power with finesse. Her mid-range jumper is smooth, her footwork precise, her ability to finish through contact unmatched. On defense, she brings intensity, contesting shots, crashing the boards, and setting the tone for her team. She plays with the kind of versatility that every coach dreams of, an inside-out forward who can dominate both ends of the floor. But beyond the statistics, what defines Kiki is her leadership. She grew into her role not by demanding attention, but by earning it. Her teammates respect her not only for what she does on the court, but for who she is off it. She leads with humility, always putting the team first, always deflecting praise to those around her. In interviews, she talks about gratitude for her coaches, her family, her culture, and her opportunities. That humility makes her leadership even more powerful because it comes from a place of authenticity. Kiki's rise has been a reminder of the value of patience in a world obsessed with instant gratification. Too often, young players want to be stars right away. They transfer when minutes are scarce, or they lose confidence when things don't go their way. But Kiki stayed the course. She trusted her journey, trusted her coaches, and trusted herself. And in doing so, she showed that true greatness is often forged in the waiting. Her story also resonates on a cultural level. For Nigerian Americans, Kiki represents pride and possibility. She carries her heritage with grace, often speaking about the role her parents and her cultural background play in her identity. She is part of a growing wave of athletes of African descent who are leaving their mark on global basketball, joining names like Aya Wilson, Nneka, and Chiny Agwamike, and others who proudly embrace both their roots and their platforms. Kiki is not just playing for herself. She's playing for every young Nigerian girl who dreams of following in her footsteps, for every family who sacrificed so their children could have opportunities, for every community that finds inspiration in her success. For Stanford, she has become a cornerstone, a player who embodies the program's values of excellence, resilience, and leadership. For women's basketball, she is another shining example of how deep the talent pool has become, how far the game has grown, and how bright its future looks. And what a future Kiki has ahead of her. The WNBA is not just waiting. It is preparing for players like her to take the league to even greater heights. With her skill set, work ethic, and leadership, she is poised to make an immediate impact at the professional level. Beyond that, international play may also be part of her journey, whether representing Nigeria or the United States on the global stage. Wherever she plays, her influence will extend far beyond the court. What makes Kiki Iriafan's story so compelling is that it speaks to universal truths. It is about waiting for your time. It is about staying grounded in who you are. It is about honoring where you come from while striving for where you're going. It is about showing that success is not just about talent, but about perseverance, patience, and character. She is living proof that greatness doesn't need to shout. It simply shows up, works, and lets its presence be felt. As we reflect on her journey, it becomes clear that Kiki's legacy is already taking shape. She will be remembered not just as a dominant forward, not just as a Stanford star, but as a leader, a cultural ambassador, and an inspiration. She has shown that patience is not weakness, but strength. That loyalty is not outdated, but timeless. That greatness is not about how fast you rise, but about how true you remain to yourself along the way. Kiki Iriafan is more than an athlete. She is a symbol of growth, of pride, of resilience. She represents the best of what sports can be, a stage where talent meets character, where culture meets competition, and where one young woman can inspire countless others to believe in themselves. Her story is still being written, but already it is a story worth celebrating, worth cherishing, and worth sharing. Because in Kiki Iriafan, we don't just see a basketball player. We see a role model, a trailblazer, and a reminder of what is possible when patience, perseverance, and passion come together. Thank you for joining us in celebrating the remarkable journey of Kiki Iriafan, a journey that proves greatness is not rushed but earned, not demanded but developed, not fleeting but lasting. If her story inspired you, let it encourage you to embrace your own journey, to stay patient, and to keep working toward the greatness that is waiting for you. Like this video if Kiki's journey moved you. Share it with others who believe in the power of persistence and resilience. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another story of athletes who are shaping the game and the culture before our eyes.